Imagine if all the bees on Earth suddenly vanished overnight. No buzz in the gardens, no hives nestled in trees, and no honey dripping from combs. It might seem like a minor inconvenience, perhaps less honey for your tea, but the reality would be far more profound and far-reaching. Bees are not just honey producers, they're critical pollinators that play a pivotal role in our global ecosystem and agriculture. So, what would really happen if bees became extinct? Let's dive into a world without bees and explore the cascade of consequences that would ripple through our environment, our agriculture, our economy, and even our dinner plates. Bees are among the most efficient pollinators on the planet. According to the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, about 75% of the world's crops rely to some extent on pollination. Bees contribute significantly to this process, especially for fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Without bees, the pollination process for these plants would be severely hindered. Pollination is essential for plant reproduction. Bees transfer pollen from the male parts of a flower to the female parts, enabling fertilization and the production of fruits and seeds. Without bees, many plants would fail to reproduce effectively, leading to a decline in plant diversity. This decline wouldn't just affect the plants themselves. Crops like apples, almonds, blueberries, and cherries are highly dependent on bee pollination. The absence of bees would lead to decreased yields of these crops. For instance, almond trees are almost entirely reliant on bee pollination. In California alone, the almond industry depends on billions of honeybees for pollination each year. The decline in pollination would directly affect the availability of various foods. A significant portion of our diet comes from plants that require bee pollination. Staple fruits and vegetables would become scarce. This includes not just obvious ones like berries and melons, but also less apparent ones like onions and broccoli. The diversity of our diet would diminish, potentially leading to nutritional deficiencies on a global scale. The scarcity of certain foods would drive prices up. Basic economics tells us that when supply decreases and demand remains constant, prices increase. This could make nutritious foods unaffordable for many, exacerbating issues like food insecurity and malnutrition. And it's not just about plant-based foods. Bees also pollinate crops used for livestock feed, such as alfalfa and clover. A decline in these crops would affect meat and dairy production, leading to higher prices and reduced availability of animal products. The agricultural industry heavily relies on bees. The global economic value of pollination services provided by insects is estimated to be between $235 and $577 billion annually, according to a study published in the journal Nature. Farmers who grow pollinator-dependent crops would face significant losses. This could lead to bankruptcies and a decline in agricultural jobs, affecting rural economies worldwide. To compensate for the loss of bees, farmers might resort to artificial pollination methods. However, these methods are labor-intensive and costly. In some parts of China, for example, farmers hand-pollinate apple and pear trees due to a lack of bees. Scaling this up globally would be economically challenging. Bees play a crucial role in maintaining biodiversity. Their pollination activities support the reproduction of many wild plants, which in turn support various animal species. Without bees, many wild plants would struggle to reproduce, leading to a decline in plant diversity. This would affect not just the plants themselves, but also the animals that depend on them for food and habitat. Herbivores that feed on bee-pollinated plants would find their food sources diminished. This could lead to a decline in herbivore populations, which would then affect predators up the food chain. The loss of bees could thus trigger a cascading effect throughout the ecosystem. Plants help prevent soil erosion by holding soil in place with their roots. A decline in vegetation could lead to increased erosion, reducing soil fertility and contributing to desertification. Additionally, plants play a role in carbon sequestration. Fewer plants mean less carbon dioxide is absorbed from the atmosphere, potentially exacerbating climate change. Now you might be thinking, aren't there other pollinators? Indeed, bees are not the only ones. Birds, bats, butterflies, moths, and other insects also contribute to pollination. Could they compensate for the loss of bees? While other pollinators would continue their roles, they might not be able to fully make up for the efficiency and volume of pollination performed by bees. Bees have specialized structures and behaviors that make them exceptionally effective. For instance, their ability to perform buzz pollination is crucial for certain plants like tomatoes. Many plants have co-evolved with bees and are specifically adapted to bee pollination. These plants might not be effectively pollinated by other species, leading to their decline. So, while other pollinators are valuable, they can't fully replace the unique role that bees play. In the face of bee extinction, could technology come to the rescue? Scientists are exploring the development of robotic bees or drones that could mimic the pollination process. While promising, this technology is still in its infancy and faces significant challenges in scalability, cost, and environmental impact. Another avenue is the genetic modification of plants to be self-pollinating or less reliant on pollinators. However, this approach raises ethical concerns and potential ecological risks, such as reduced genetic diversity and unintended consequences on ecosystems. Understanding the potential catastrophe of bee extinction emphasizes the importance of conservation efforts. Protecting bee habitats is crucial. Preserving and restoring natural habitats can support bee populations. Planting wildflowers, reducing pesticide use, and maintaining natural landscapes are all important steps we can take. Promoting sustainable farming practices that are bee-friendly can also help. This includes integrated pest management, crop rotation, and the use of organic fertilizers. Government policies can play a significant role as well. Regulations on pesticide use, conservation programs, and funding for research into bee health are essential. While our scenario imagines an abrupt disappearance, in reality, bee populations are declining due to several factors. The use of neonicotinoids and other harmful pesticides has been linked to bee mortality. These chemicals affect bees' navigation systems and immune responses. Urbanization and agricultural expansion lead to the loss of natural habitats. Bees lose their nesting sites and food sources, impacting their survival. Climate change also plays a role. Shifts in climate patterns affect the flowering times of plants and the life cycles of bees, leading to mismatches that can reduce pollination efficiency. Bees are also susceptible to various diseases and parasites, such as the varroa mite, which can devastate colonies. Beyond the ecological and economic impacts, the loss of bees would affect our culture and society. Bees have been a part of human culture for millennia, symbolizing industry, community, and productivity. Beekeeping is not just an industry, but a tradition in many cultures. The extinction of bees would mean the loss of this cultural heritage. Bee products like propolis and royal jelly are used in traditional medicines. Their absence would affect natural health remedies, impacting those who rely on them for healing and wellness. The impact of bee extinction would not be evenly distributed. Developing countries that rely heavily on agriculture and lack the resources for technological alternatives would suffer more. Food shortages and economic losses could be more severe in these regions. Indigenous peoples who rely on local ecosystems for sustenance would face significant challenges as plant species decline. Raising awareness about the importance of bees is crucial. Engaging the public in monitoring bee populations can aid research and conservation efforts. Citizen science projects allow people to contribute to data collection and become more invested in the well-being of bees. Educational programs that incorporate information about pollinators can foster a new generation that values and protects bees. Schools, community groups, and even online platforms can play a part in spreading this knowledge. Imagining a world without bees paints a stark picture of ecological imbalance, economic hardship, and societal challenges. Bees are small creatures with an outsized impact on our planet. Their role as pollinators is indispensable for maintaining biodiversity, securing food supplies, and supporting economies. The potential extinction of bees serves as a reminder of the intricate connections within our environment and the profound consequences that can arise from the loss of a single species. It underscores the urgency of taking action to protect bees and, by extension, our own future. So, next time you hear the gentle hum of a bee or see one flitting from flower to flower, remember that it's not just gathering nectar, it's sustaining life on Earth. The preservation of bees is not just about saving a species, it's about safeguarding the intricate web of life that supports us all. What can you do? Support local beekeepers by buying local honey and bee products. Plant bee-friendly gardens by incorporating native flowering plants that provide nectar and pollen. Reduce pesticide use by opting for natural pest control methods to minimize harm to bees. Advocate for bees by supporting policies and organizations that promote bee conservation. Imagine if we all took steps to protect bees. Perhaps then we wouldn't have to imagine a world without them. If you found this exploration thought-provoking, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We release new episodes every Friday evening, so stay tuned for more intriguing Imagine If scenarios. Thank you for watching and keep imagining the possibilities.